Theoretical probability. The goal of this lesson is to learn how to determine the theoretical probability. A standard six-sided die is tossed. What is the probability that it will land on 2? So a standard six-sided die is just the singular word for dice. So with a six-sided die, we have 6 different values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? We could roll any one of those numbers. So the probability that it lands on a 2 will be 1. So how many times, or how many 2s are there? So there is 1, 2. Out of, what are the possible options? Out of 6. So the probability of rolling a 2 is 1 out of 6. For the next one, what is the probability of rolling an odd number? So the odd numbers are 1, 3, and 5. So there are 3 options of an odd number out of the total number of options, which is 6. So 3 out of 6. We can put this into lowest terms, which would be 1/2. For the next question, what is the probability that it will land on a multiple of 2? So multiples of 2 are 2 times 1, which is 2, 2 times 2, which is 4, and 2 times 3, which is 6. So 2, 4, 6, those are multiples of 2. So the probability that it lands on a multiple of 2 is how many options are there? There's 1, 2, 3 options, so 2, 4, and 6. Out of how many options in total? So out of 6. Again, we can put this into lowest terms. We would divide both the numerator and denominator by 3. So we would get 1/2. For the next example, what is the probability that the die will land on a 3 or a 4? So there are 2 options, 3 and 4. So there are 2 possibilities. And how many possibilities are there? There are still 6 possibilities that this die could land on. Again, if we put this into lowest terms, we'll divide both of these by 2, so we'll get 1/3. In this next example, a bag contains 4 yellow cubes, 2 white cubes, and 6 black cubes. You remove 1 cube without looking. What is the probability of the cube being yellow? So we want to look at how many yellow cubes are there. So there are 4. Out of how many cubes are there in total? So we have 4 plus 2 plus 6 will give us 12. So the probability of pulling out a yellow cube is 4 possible options to pull out yellow out of 12 possible cubes that are in the bag. So again, we can put this into lowest terms. So we would divide the numerator and denominator by 4, and that will give us 1 out of 3. What is the probability of the cube being black or white? So how many white cubes and black cubes are there in total? So there are 2 white and 6 black. So add them together to get to 8 possibilities of black or white. Out of how many cubes are there in total? There are still 12 cubes. So we'll have a probability of 8 out of 12. Again, we can put this into lowest terms, divide both numerator and denominator by 4. So we would get 2/3. The last one says, what is the probability of the cube being any of the 3 colors? So yellow or white or black. So there are 4 yellow, 2 white, and 6 black. When we add that up, When we add that up, we will get to 12. Out of how many cubes are there in total? There are still 12. If we put this into lowest terms or divide this, 12 divided by 12 gives us 1. So because there are only 3 different colors in the bag, and we're looking for the probability of picking any one of those 3 colors, the probability is going to be 1 or 100%, because you will, for sure, pick one of the 3 colors. If a card is randomly chosen from a standard deck of cards, what is the probability of it being a spade, a black card, a king, or a red 5? So we'll just refresh our memory about a standard deck of cards. So there are 52 cards in a deck. There are 4 suits. So there is diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs. There are 4 of each card, or 4 of each number or face card. Okay, so what is the probability of this one card being a spade? Okay, so we want to know how many spades are in a deck of cards. So if we take our 52 cards and divide out the 4 suits, that will leave us with 13 of each suit. So there is the numbers 1 to 10, plus the jack, queen, and king. So there are 13 spades in a deck of cards out of the total, of 52 cards in the deck. So if we put this into lowest terms, we can divide by 13, and we will get 1/4. So the probability of choosing a spade is 1/4. Next one says, what is the probability of picking a black card? So we know that in a deck of cards, it is split up into half red cards and half black cards. Or if we look at the suits, there are red cards of diamonds and hearts and black cards of spades and clubs. Okay, so there are 26 black cards out of the possible number of cards of 52. Put this into lowest terms, and we'll get 1/2. So half of the cards are black. So you will choose a black card 1 out of 2 picks. What is the probability of picking a king? So in a deck of cards, we know that there are 4 of each number or 4 of each face card. So there are 4 kings in a deck out of 52. Put this into lowest terms. So we can divide both values by 4. So there's a 1 out of 13 chance of choosing a king. The last one says, what is the probability of picking a red 5? So there are 2 red 5s in this deck. So there is a 5 of diamonds and a 5 of hearts. So there are 2 possibilities out of 52 cards. Divide this by 2, and we will get 1 out of 26. In this last example, Cohen is a weather reporter. Tuesday, he reported that the probability of precipitation is 40%. What is the probability that it will not rain? So we are assuming that the precipitation he's talking about is rain. So if the probability of it going to rain is 40%, what is the probability that it will not rain? So all we need to do is subtract this 40% that it will rain from 100. So the probability of no rain is 60%.